Hi you guys, this is Elsa and welcome to Achromatopsia and the saga that is my life. Today I have my little co-host here, Miss Justice. She's feeling a little codependent, so she's gonna hang out with me today. But anyway, today's topic I wanted to talk about, because with our eye condition comes, extreme sensitivity to the light, nearsightedness, color blindness, and for some of us we have nystagmus. Well, today I wanted to talk about how our nearsight, well, in my case, how my nearsightedness affects me. And I wanted to share some funny stories with you guys. I always talk to my siblings or sometimes to my friends about the things that happen to me because I swear I have some funny stories. And everybody tells me, "Oh my God, you should share these. These are so funny. Like you should either write a book or talk about the stuff that happens to you because it's hilarious." So that's what I thought I'd do today. Make it fun. Sorry. Well, to begin with, when I was younger, I feel like, and I still do this to this day. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, or if you notice this in your children, but I'm like really shy, and I get nervous when I have to make eye contact with someone. And it happens a lot even now, but I think I was worse when I was younger. I get very anxious and I don't like to look you in the eye. Like I'll look at you and then look away and then look at you and look away, or I'll look around not to make direct eye contact with you. I don't know why I do that. I just do. I get anxious. If I know you and I'm close to you and I'm comfortable with you, I will stare at you directly in the eye. But if it's like a stranger or someone I really don't know, or I get nervous, I just get anxious to look at you in the eye. So anyway, when I was younger, because I feel like when you have a visual disability, your other senses get, stronger. So, I have really good hearing, and I feel like I've learned to memorize what people I know, what they sound like. So sometimes when I, was too nervous or anxious to look at you in the face to see who you are, I would just listen to you, and that's how I knew who was talking to me. So, I still kind of do that now. I feel like once I became an adult, we can see people just fine. It's just that when you need to notice details, it's a little harder. So you have to get closer to the person to recognize certain features on their face, or to see, who this person is. From far away, you could see the outline of someone, so you can see, there's somebody there. But for me, it was easier to, if they're from far away, and obviously I can't see who it is, I can hear their voice and know who the person is, just that way. So like, even now, there's a lot of times I'll have a friend or a family member come knock on my door. And when I open the door, because it's so bright outside, and I obviously don't wear my sunglasses in the house, I can't see who it is on the other side of that door. So when they start talking, that's how I know, oh, it's my aunt, or oh, it's my uncle, or oh, it's my mother-in-law. Like, that's how I know who's on the other side of that door. And I was talking about this to a friend of mine, and then she's like, "Oh my God, so a lot of the times when I go up to you, you have no idea who I am?" And it's kind of like, well, unless I'm expecting you I just, like I said, I listen, and that's how I hear who the person is. Also, I mentioned this before, a lot of times I'll have people, like at the grocery store or just when I'm out and about, be like, "Hey," and wave to me, and I cannot see you. So they'll think, I'm purposely ignoring them, and that's not what it is. It's just I can't see you. So unless you physically wave me down, or like, "Hey Elsa, it's so and so," I won't know who you are, especially from far away. So I already tell people this over and over: don't get offended if I don't say something to you, or like I'll walk right past you at the store. I mean, I do that to my own husband. Like I mean, I don't know who you are sometimes unless you're literally right next to me and I'm looking at your face to know who you are. One of the funny stories I have is, I don't really go to the gym much anymore. I mean, my days are pretty busy, but when my oldest son, he's 14 now, but when he was smaller, I would go to the gym with my husband all the time. And Of course, I never, like I said, I don't like to make eye contact with people, especially if I don't know you. So when I'm walking by people at the gym, you know, you're going to different machines, you're switching off, walking from this side of the building to the other side of the building. I don't tend to look at people because I'm there to work out, not to stare at people. Um, but unless I specifically make it a point to memorize what my husband was wearing, I won't know if he walks by me. And he thinks it's so funny. He would do it all the time, expecting me to be like, hey, are you almost done? Or what, you know, are you going to use this machine? Are you going to use that machine? And I would never talk to him because I didn't know that it was him walking by me. Whenever we would go to the gym, we wouldn't stay together. Like, he would do his own thing and I would do my own thing. But he found it funny how he would walk by me and I wouldn't even notice that it was him. Unless he walked directly, you know, towards me and it was like, hey, and I look up and look at his face and I'm like, okay, it's you. But one of the other funny stories I have is, like at the grocery store, I think it's, any public place that's like very, this isn't the proper way to say it, but like brightly lit, which is pretty much everywhere, like any store, there's gonna have really bright lights. It's a little more, like overwhelming because I feel like all your senses are working. You're hearing, you're straining to see, and it's just it's stressful. But like at the grocery store, I have a big family, so we are always going to Walmart. You get a better deal for your buck there. One time, we were standing in line and I had to go use the restroom. So I walked to the restroom by myself, and when I was walking back, I didn't remember what line I was standing in. Like, you know, each cashier thing has like a little number at the top. I made the mistake of not looking at which one I was in. So when I got out of the bathroom, I feel like I was like kind of disoriented. I didn't see which line I was standing in. So I just tried to see as best I could, like my husband. We were like the second person in line. So I tried to see, and there was like a person right next to me that resembled my husband. So I'm like, oh, there's my cart. So I walked up to him and I didn't look at him. I just looked at the cart, and then I'm looking at my phone and I'm talking to him and I'm telling him, yeah, I think we got everything we need. You know, I might need to get a few more boxes of kitty litter because I have a lot of cats. And I'm thinking, but no, you know what? I think this is fine. This should be fine for right now. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I'm forgetting. And I'm just talking and talking and talking. And I was literally standing there for maybe 2 minutes making a fool out of myself just talking to this person. And then I just happened to look up and see him staring at me. It wasn't my husband. It was some random person that was wearing something similar to what my husband was wearing. And then so I look at him and I instantly get like, oh God, oh my God, I get so embarrassed. And then I look behind me and my husband is in the next line just laughing, like full out just laughing so hard. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then the guy just starts laughing. He's like, it's okay, no problem. So I just walk to the next line and I'm like, why didn't you tell me anything? He's like, I don't know, I just saw you march straight to this person and then just start talking. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe she knows him, but you just stood there. And then I realized, okay, I think she's confusing that person with me. He's also, I just thought I'd sit back and watch this play out because that's the type of husband I have. But yeah, that was, I think, by far one of the most embarrassing things that has happened to me. And it's all because I didn't look at this person in the face. Like, it's a bad habit of mine to not make sure that the person that I think I'm talking to is the person that I think I'm talking to. But yeah, stuff like that doesn't happen to me that much anymore because I feel like I've learned that for me to function, I need to memorize certain things, or like cars. A lot of times I get rides from a family friend of mine. She has a really big truck and it's a newer truck. So I feel like when she drops me off somewhere and I go to the parking lot to look for her, there's a lot of trucks that are very similar to her truck. So I have to memorize little details about her truck, like the rims, at the very, what is it called? The bed of the truck. It has 2 S's, and she has like a really small, but like a little sticker on her back window, and that's another way like I can distinguish her truck from somebody else's truck. Or like my husband's car, my mother-in-law's car. Like people that take me places, I have to memorize what their car looks like So when I'm looking for it, I'm not getting into a random person's car. Like, I know that's my friend or family member's car. But it's little things like that that I feel like people like me have to deal with. I feel like everybody has their own method or their own way of doing things. This is just my specific way. Um, like I said, I know there's other people that are out here driving and stuff, and while I applaud them for that, I would never be able to do something like that. But I just think I don't like, there's a point that I trust my vision, and there's like, for driving, I feel like I just would be too scared. But especially I feel like with the nearsightedness, it affects my like everyday life. It's not so much of a hassle for me because this is all I know. This has always been my normal. But I feel like we all are creative and we all figure out our own way of doing things, our own way of shopping, our own way of picking out things, or just the way, like, we run our daily routine, the way we do manage our job. Like, we just have our own way of doing things, and that's fine. Let me see. I'm trying to remember if I have any other funny stories that have to do with my nearsightedness. Oh, at family parties, I get kind of anxious when we go to family parties, whether it's my side of the family or my husband's family, because I feel like, especially ever since COVID, we all haven't seen each other in a long time. So when we do finally see each other, especially like the kids and stuff, they change so much. So sometimes I won't recognize someone, and then they'll go up to me and they'll hug me and be like, "Oh, hi, Elsa." And like I said, by their voice is how I know who this person is. And I know that sounds crazy, but because that's how serious my eye contact is, that I'm so like anxious about it that I don't really do it. That I have to really rely on my ears to recognize the person. And as I'm talking to that person, I start getting more comfortable, and then I will, make more eye contact with you. But like, first encounters, I'm like, I don't know why, I just get anxious and I won't make eye contact. Or like, for another example, my daughter, she was a micro preemie, so she had to stay in the NICU for 3 months and 6 days. So I always say we because I was there with her every single day. But you had all these different nurses. You had day shift and night shift, and every day, sometimes she had the same nurse, sometimes she had a different nurse, but it was a lot of nurses that I feel like I had to get to know because I had questions. I had, needed to know information about my daughter. But it was very hard for me to recognize the person because it was always a different person. And of course, I did end up having my favorites, like certain nurses that I did get really close to. But it took a while for me to get comfortable to like make eye contact with them and really know, what this person looked like and who they are. But yeah, just wanted to share a couple little stories about how my nearsightedness affects me. But I'm very curious to hear if you guys have any stories or any funny, embarrassing stories about how, things happen to you. So I'm really curious about that. So if you guys wouldn't mind commenting and just letting me know your funny stories, I'd appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded any videos recently. I've just had a lot of things going on. But I have some ideas in mind for following videos, and I have some news that I will be sharing with you guys soon. So yeah, you guys stay tuned. Like and subscribe to my channel if you can. I'd really appreciate it. And again, I'm really interested to hear funny stories that you guys have, because I hope some of my stories don't come off as sad. It's just, to me, it's funny. All you really can do is laugh about certain situations because, they're gonna happen. So anyway, I'm curious to hear you guys' stories, so please share, comment, and let me know what you guys think. Alright, bye you guys. Bye, Justin. She's more interested in Elmo than saying bye. Bye. Alright, bye you guys. Take care.